Hey, it's Obs here again with another Hearthstone standard deck, and this time we are going to overwhelm our opponents with our big burbs in this new Hunter deck. One of the really incredible combos you can actually do with this deck is use Harpoon Gun to get a Humongous Owl out of the deck, and thus on turn 4 allow you to have a 8/4 that does 8 damage whenever it does die, that your opponent is probably going to want to get rid of as quickly as possible, and if they can't, then they're just going to take 8 damage until they can. And we do have Selective Breeder in order to get the Monstrous Parrots out of the deck, thus allowing us to repeat the Deathrattle over and over again, and thus sometimes just be able to win the game super quickly. I played 20 games with this deck, and among those 20 games, I actually won 13 out of them, which was a huge shock to me, as I didn't expect this to go as well as it did, as I've been wanting to do something with Humongous Owl for quite a while in Hunter, and this was just a perfect opportunity to do so. So for the Mulligan guide of the deck, the card that you want to absolutely keep all the time is going to be Harpoon Gun. This will allow you to snowball pretty quickly if you can actually hit a Humongous Owl with it, or even just King Krush. Otherwise, Tracking, Vicious, Slither Sphere, Doggy Biscuit are all really good, especially if you can get the Vicious Slither Sphere in combination with the Doggy Biscuit. Explosive Trap is really good for minion-based matchups. Quick Shot is good, again, for a minion that you have to get rid of right away. Selective Breeder is really good to copy any beast out of your deck. Aim Shot, another good early game removal tool, or just face damage. And finally, Ambassador Phelan and Ajaran Saber are the last two cards I'd keep in my opening hand, as these will allow you to just put a bunch of big beasts at the bottom of the deck, thus making Harpoon Gun online 100% of the time. With that all being said, let's look at some games. Alright, time for a game against Warrior. King Krush is definitely not something I want to see in the opening hand, but for some stupid reason he always starts there. Brann I also don't want to see. So this could either be Control Warrior or Questline Warrior. Harpoon Gun is something I want to see though. Which warrior is it going to be? Is it going to be the... Oh, Control Warrior can be annoying to play against, but we're just going to put down our secret. Could be anything. Could it be anything? We're going to armor up. We'll use Harpoon Gun this turn. Slither Sphere plus the Doggy Biscuit might have been a really good turn 3 play instead. Okay, we have the hard decision between Humongous Owl and Phelan, going for the Humongous Owl just because we can instantly play it next turn. Not many people can actually deal with that on turn 4, so it's always pretty good to get from the depths. So they are probably Charge Warrior, which is a little bit annoying to face against if they can actually get their combo online. We'll use our Humongous Owl, we'll attack into their face. Monstrous Parrot is actually pretty good here. Okay, they're going to armor up. I'm assuming they're going to use a Shield Shatter here. And they do. That makes a lot of sense. That's 8 damage to face, though. We do have Brann in hand, plus the Owl, if we really feel like putting them both down this turn. We could also just use the Slither Sphere and the Doggy Biscuit, but I think going for the 16 damage on Brann is probably the better bet right now, just because there's no minions to stop it from going face. And then we can put down the Slither Sphere just to put it down, and now they have a board that they can't really deal with unless they have another Shield Shatter. I mean, they could. It's always a possibility, but you never know. Okay, Brawl. Let's see what it actually keeps alive here. Okay, Brann is exactly what I wanted to stay alive. Like, oh, and the Humongous Owl for victory. Alright, time for a game against Warlock. Okay, Krush is not something I want to see in my opening hand. Again, always in the opening hand. Monstrous Parrot actually isn't a bad replacement though. Tracking is a good turn 1 play. Harpoon is good turn 3. Parrot could be a good turn 4. Owl is not something I want to draw into though. Okay, well, Selective Breeder is the best choice there. I guess Explosive Trap would have also made sense depending on what type of Warlock this is. Oh, Tidecaller. So the Explosive Trap probably would have been a better bet. And there's King Krush. He just doesn't want to stay in the deck. Okay, so let's grab the Saber just because it is early game removal. Well, we do have the harpoon gun. We can use the harpoon gun to get rid of the 3-2. Let's grab the other saber for more removal. Remove the 2-1 from the board. I don't want to deal with a chum bucket. Okay, live tap. I want to do something with Murlocs again. I was thinking Murloc Mage, just because you could, in theory, combo pretty well. Let's use the Phelan to put some big beasties at the bottom of the deck. See what we can actually grab from the bottom too. Oh, Ozumat is something that I've been wanting to use in some type of deck, but Glug is probably the better card to choose here. But then again, Ozumat could, in theory, just wipe their board clean. And it does cost 5 with the discount, so let's put that at the top. It also means the Monstrous Parrot actually has an AoE board clear if any of the tentacles actually live past the main body. Hamson has to die this turn. I don't know what Murloc deck would actually need to run that for anything besides removal tools, but it definitely needs to die before we put anything else down. Just going to put down the 2 sabers because why not? Killing it. And then next turn we can use the Ozumat if we really feel like it. Okay, there's the Void Gill. Oh, we're just going to kill it. Probably should have actually attacked with the 4-2 instead of the 4-3 just because it would have been harder to remove, but oh well. So they're actually going to kill our minion. Huh. I mean, I guess it's better to kill it now than later, but this could cost them the game actually. Well, that kills their 1 minion there. They're going to use Drain Soul, kill our Saber, which is perfectly fine. We can just drop a Humongous Owl to drop a Humongous Owl and go face. Okay, so we have Humongous Owl. We have no way to... Actually, we do have a way to instantly kill it. If we use Quick Shot on the Humongous Owl, in theory, we could just kill it right away. Grabbing the Monstrous Parrot because it's probably the best bet here. Going to kill their 1-1. And then just go face with everything else. So our hero power. And then next turn we just win. Even if they have a Gigafin. All of our minions are permanently dead there, but we do have the 2 Humongous Owls plus Brann. That's actually a funny top deck. And we just Brann our way to victory. Okay, time for a game against Demon Hunter. Okay, Harpoon Gun is really good to see here. Oh, that's a mistake. We should keep the Harpoon Gun. Yeah, good correction there, past self. And there's the second Harpoon Gun, which isn't necessarily what we want to see, but I mean, it works, I guess. Just going to pass the turn back. Our hand is probably the most bricky it possibly could get. Okay, so them attacking doesn't really tell us much. We're just going to use our hero power probably here. Ooh, tracking's tempting, but again, hero power is probably the better bet. Harpoon Gun can get rid of whatever minion they actually just put down, so... Okay, so they did put a 2-2 down, which is actually pretty nice for us because it is in range of the Harpoon Gun. We are going to take a little bit of damage here, but I'd rather do that than use a quick shot. Ooh, Humongous Owl this early is actually really good. Actually, having the Parrot also at the bottom of the deck is really, really funny, especially because we do have the Brann in our hand. Well, here's our Owl. We're going to kill one of the 1-1s, and then we're going to grab the Humongous Parrot. It's amazing that all of our beasts are actually at the bottom of the deck. Any other time, this would be actually pretty frustrating. Okay, Fossil Fanatic. They're going to get 1 card off of this. They're actually going to attack into the Owl with their hero. That's amazing. Okay, I'm fine with them doing that. Just kind of weird. Okay, there's the Slither Sphere. Ah, they had the... I'm not actually shocked that they did, and that actually hit face, which is actually kind of funny. We can use the Bronzebeard just to see what we actually hit here. Hopefully we'll hit maybe their face once. And we hit the 1-1. That's kind of to be expected. I'm going to get the Tavish just because having the improved explosive trap in this matchup should be pretty good. Okay, so we're going to use Tavish here. It's going to suck losing the free damage every turn, hero power, but we should actually still be in a really good position because we can set up having infinite King Crushes here. As long as we don't put down any other minion, it's going to kill their minion, do a little bit of face damage. Okay, so let's use a harpoon gun here. Attack into the 1-3 because they can get big quickly. Grab the Krush. We probably shouldn't hero power here, but I have a feeling that past me actually did. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter if they kill the Leoric first. Grabbing the Humongous Owl because that is another Deathrattle guaranteed. We're going to go face. Heal up a little bit here. Okay, Chaos Strike. They're going to hit our face. Okay, that puts us really, really low. We should have enough damage, I think. Oh, multi-strike. Wait, they can't actually hit our face again, so they have to kill one of our minions. They chose the wrong one. Okay, so that's what, 3 free damage on that, and then we do have King Krush in our hand, plus the 3 damage. Yeah, we should just win here. Use that, puts them to 12, then we can just go attack their face and win the game. Okay, time for a game against Warlock. We're probably not going to want to keep anything here. Revive Pet, in theory, could be decent to keep, but at the same time, don't really want to keep it as we don't have any beasts currently dead. Dire Frenzy is also a card that I almost wanted to cut out of the deck, but the idea of being able to get more Parrots and thus more Owl Deathrattles was a really cool idea to me. We're going to grab the Saber here, mainly because this will turn online our Parrot if it does die, and it also does give us some early game removal if we actually need it. We can put down Select a Breeder to grab a Owl probably here, or even just our Parrot. Okay, this doesn't really tell us what we're playing against. There's the Slither Sphere, which is pretty decent, though they probably have a way to instantly deal with it, which is going to be a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. Okay, so they're going to coin something out. A Swift Scale Trickster, so they're actually rogue. Actually, that makes a little bit of sense. Oh, they're boat rogue. That's going to be a little bit annoying to actually face against. Well, we can buff up the Slither Sphere, use Explosive Trap, because why not, and then just go face. That'll kill one minion, and then they... Actually, it kills both of their minions, and they only have one left. They're going to attack into our minion, use Tooth of Nefarian, which gives them a card. They're actually still in a pretty good position, though. If they put some time of minion down, we're actually in a really good position. We're going to use Reconnaissance. We're just going to hero power, pass the turn back. We could have used a quick shot, but I honestly rather use it for removal if it's absolutely needed. A Shroud of Concealment. There's a Maestra. We can instantly kill the Maestra to trigger our Jarin Saber. We also do have the Harpoon gun now, so that's actually a pretty good position to be in, especially because we can get the Sunken Saber from the bottom of the deck instantly. Okay, so here's the Monstrous Parrot, and that doesn't really do us much here. We can just go face, might as well. It might have been safer to actually attack into the other, but we're going to get the Sunken Saber. The Owl would have been funny, but again, just going to be a little bit more safe. In theory, the Sunken Saber can actually get the Owl from the bottom of the deck, and we can actually draw into the Owl by attacking first anyways. Kind of sucks that Hunter doesn't have any way to do 4 damage to the Owl instantly, but you could always use a Doggy Biscuit to give it rush real quickly. Alright, so there's the Sunken Saber. Can use the Sunken Saber, attack into their minion. We can actually use the Owls to try to get King Krush, because there should only be a 50-50 shot here, and there's our King Krush, and we should just win here. And the other owl's still at the bottom of the deck. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. Overall, this deck actually shocked me of how well it actually performed. Originally, I had actually used Pet Collector in the deck, but I ended up cutting it because it kept drawing me into the Monstrous Parrots, and it was no fun to get these out of the deck through that means. And it turns out, by adding some additional early game removal tools such as aim shot, the deck actually went up quite a lot in consistency's factor, because this deck does have a lot of ways to just instantly win the game. Harpoon gun is actually really insane in combination with Ambassador Phelan or even the Humongous owls. This will allow you to get a Humongous owl or a big Colossus minion on turn 4 or 5, which most people can't actually deal with, and you just win the game out right there. Otherwise, other instant win conditions are usually Vicious Slither Sphere into Doggy Biscuit. That is an insane combo that most people will just give up on. And overall, if you have all the cards in this deck, try this one out. It's actually a lot of fun to actually play around with, especially if you've been wanting to use Monstrous Parrot in some type of deck, or even the Humongous Owls that wasn't a Warlock deck. Like always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.